Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delish. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So, what's the time, Mr. Wall? So, the time is at the moment 20 to 12 in the morning, my delicious little babies. Okay, on this 9th of April 2026. And I hope that we're feeling the love. We continue to feel the love. So I remembered to turn my lights on today, my delicious little babies. Now then, so, excuse me. So what do I have for you today, my delicious little babies? So, because I've got to get back out actually, because I've managed to weed one side of my garden. Now I've got to do under the window, and then I've got to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to see what I can get done today, my delicious little baby, because I've still got to plant my flowers. But yesterday, it was so beautiful and delicious. It was just like a summer day. Really, it was, my delicious little babies. But today, it's a little bit windy. We're back to a grey sky. Must be showing the state of affairs in our old England, my delicious little babies. But I hope that wherever you are, that life is treating you most deliciously once again, and you're having super duper weather wherever you are. Now then, my delicious babies, yeah. And there was this man who went around yesterday, walking around, and he said, "Oh," he says, and I said, "What number are you looking for?" And he says, "Anyway," he said the number, and I thought, yeah. All about numbers, there we are, isn't it, my delicious little babies? And then I haven't seen when I was walking my beautiful and delicious little Ruby Tuesday, because my beautiful, delicious little amazing milk and walk south. And I said, you parked your car all the way over there. Do you know what I mean? I said, you've had to walk all the way around. He said, no. He said, I've had to go to words to effect a number of places. I wonder what that was all about. My delicious little babies anyway. So let's begin, shall we? Now then, my delicious baby. So I'm just going to, I think this is about 30 odd minutes long, I think, my delicious babies, okay? And this uploader, oh yeah, they happen to have 22, this is all on YouTube, my delicious babies, they happen to have 22.5 thousand subscribers, okay? And they're called, this is all little writing, it's all together, N body, okay, my delicious little babies, so I'll spell that for you, NBODY, N body. And this is the darkest lost media in history, YouTube. This was 8 months ago, my delicious little babies, okay, so I'll just repeat that again for you, shall I? The darkest lost media in history 2, number 2. Sorry, my delicious little babies, it was 8 months ago. So, just in brief, what's this about? So, this video here, it's about, like where footage or something has been buried. Anyway, my delicious little babies, but the reason why I have chosen this video today, my delicious little babies, to advertise is because, you see, well, really, sometimes one's just over the years, I suppose, they just want to have it as buried as possible, don't they, my delicious little babies? So that nobody really looks. The first part, because these are different parts, okay, my delicious little babies, different realities, and it's very important to note the numbers, and it's very important to see and to listen. There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies. There's always a reason, there we are, why I do what I do. Okay, my delicious little babies. I never do anything for no reason. And the first one was this young woman, bless her, called Amy. And she goes on to this, I'm 3/4 of the way through this video, my delicious little babies. She goes on a cruise liner with a family. Okay, so from what I gathered, there's 4 of them, mummy, daddy, and one of the siblings anyway. And but she'd already been, made a complaint about the way that she was being spoken to, martylish babies. Anyway, um, next thing you know now, so the only bit of the footage is where she was in this little nightclub bit. Okay, martylish babies. Okay, it's just a shorty little part. Okay, martylish babies of her footage, and well, she'd gone missing, and well, it very seriously looks martylish babies. When was this? Back in, was it 1998? Um, and it looks to myself, martylish babies. It does quite clearly that she's been, there we are, trafficked in somewhere, because others had said that she'd been spotted in what they call well, it's a terrible name, but brothels, martylish babies. Okay. Now that's on a cruise line, the martylish babies. Now for myself, I've never ever in a million years, and I'm not just saying it, martylish babies, I've never ever, as a choice of holiday, ever wanted to go on a cruise liner. Never. Okay, martylish babies, because I mean, you hear of that doesn't mean yes, just had an itch. Because I mean, you've heard of many things, haven't you, martylish babies, like, falling overboard, and lots of other things, martylish babies can. But what a terrible shame. What a terrible, terrible shame. Now, when I looked at Amy, bless her dear little soul, okay, because the way I see it is they're stolen, there we are, they're stolen to order, aren't they? So this cannot have just happened once, martylish babies. I do not believe that one bit. So you're stolen to order. Not talk about yourself and myself, thankfully, martylish babies. But when you looked at Amy, she does have that very Irish looking side to her. To myself, anyway, she looked very Irish looking. You could see that, I don't know, somewhere in the roots there must have been Irish. Okay, martylish babies, but what a terrible shame. Now, in the end, I do believe, is it they closed the case, and to say that she'd passed, but she would have been 50. How sad is that, martylish babies? So this is open to question, isn't it, martylish babies? What's the point I'm making to this? And that's just one reality on this video. Another one is to do with some sort of other program. Anyway, just a little bit of time out of somebody's day or night, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest. Anyway, it's just, in my view, I happen to, there we are, taking interest in this. What's the point I'm making? I do not believe, I'll go back to this again, one bit, that this only happened once. It's probably happened, there we are, many times, and maybe not enough has been said. Okay, martylish babies, that's, there we are, that's the way I see it. Okay, martylish babies, forgot to switch my lights on. 3, 2, 1, my just little lights. Oh, there we are. They're on, martylish babies. Anyway, so very lastly now, sorry, just one moment, please, martylish babies. There won't be a moment. I'm sorry about that, martylish babies. It's just a bin men. I've got to go shopping tomorrow, martylish babies, and because usually I always, most weeks, unless I'm out for some reason, I usually always give them. Well, to be honest, they prefer fruit, martylish babies, but I just give it them, just as a way of saying thank you. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like myself, you know what I mean? But occasionally, I'll give them some biscuits. Anyway, let me just get back to the matter in hand. But I'm so very thankful, that they empty all of our rubbish, you know what I mean? Bless their dear little souls, not in that way, bless them. Anyway, so this kind of thing now then has clearly gone on because whoever this is, they knew what they were doing, didn't they? There we are, they knew what they were doing. So they haven't just done this once. This is not just once, martylish babies. So how many others? And what was it called? Dutch Caribbean or something. Okay, marginalised babies. Anyway, so it's just terrible. But then there's other stories where another young man passed away and a doctor supposedly took his own life. There's something, to do with this. And the third one, that's part I'm up to, but I'm so far through that part. And you got to note the numbers 13, 15. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, marginalised babies. Anyway, but I just thought I'd mention this. Okay, there's different years. Anyway, marginalised babies. Now then, the next one. So, but can I please just say, bless all the dear families that we are involved in this. Bless their dear little souls. The one where the doctor took his own life because he was helping a young man. Well, I think, was it the young man's family? They got a huge payout. Colossal payout. So if there was no nasty business going on, then why give such a colossal payout? Marginalised babies. It's just a question, isn't it? Marginalised babies, just a question. Anyway, so the next one, marginalised babies, okay, happens to have 6.69 million. So that's a colossal YouTube channel, marginalised babies. This one's called capital T, Tom, space, capital S, Scott. So Tom space Scott. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now this was 4 years ago. Now this is nearly 6 minutes long. Okay, my delicious babies. No, it's not coding. Okay, because I've talked so much, there we are, over the years about the numbers and everything. But I feel a need to say, I'm not going to continuously say it, but I feel a need to say this, my delicious babies, because the reason why, because more and more and more, there we are seeing this. Okay, there we are. They're really, cottoning on to it now, my delicious babies. Let's not forget about the cotton fields. Anyway, my delicious babies, now then. So this video should read, the giant, oh gosh, got to read me out writing. My delicious babies, very sorry. Archive, hidden under the British, I call it England, countryside. Okay, my delicious babies. I'm not talking to any of our delicious babies who's watched any of these videos. I'm talking to our delicious little babies who have not. I'll just repeat this again for you, shall I? The giant archive hidden under the British countryside. Yes, my delicious babies. Now, as well as anything else, okay, there is tons and tons and tons and tons. We could just go on and on. You know what I mean? My delicious babies of salt. Okay, now once upon a time, and this is not a story, this is reality. Salt was worth more than any gold, any ka-ching, ka-ching, ching, anything. Okay, my delicious babies, it was worth far more. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so we have all that underground, going underground. But anyway, what is also underground, my delicious little babies, happens to be decades and decades of archives to do with fashion. I'm a follower of fashion. Okay, you've got to look at the years of the songs, my delicious babies, what was going on. Anyway, and sometimes the lyrics, it's up to oneself, okay? Take out, I'm in pieces, bits and pieces. To do with fashion and to do with other things. They've got it all in drawers. Now, one of them is Laura Ashley. Now, I remember when I was doing my interior design and we had to choose somebody to write about, and then we had to go and find like sort of photographs and things like this now then, to do with whether it be furniture, whether it be decor, whether it be, do you understand what I mean? Okay. And who I chose, there we are, was Laura Ashley. Now, apparently she'd, because it ended apparently where she fell down the stairs. I don't know. I mean, we don't know, do we? We get told, but we do not know, do we, Martin babies? Anyway, I don't know why. Anyway, that's the point there. So I wrote about um, Laura Ashley, because there's another thing. I have got it somewhere actually to do my interior design, but I also drew, like things. Something's just making me say that. Like things like what you would say computer chairs, like swivel chairs. I call them the mastermind chairs, Marslish babies, but like mastermind chairs, and but it's the earlier versions. There we are, Marslish babies. So we were asked to like draw, I surprised myself actually, Marslish babies, because I did pretty banging. There we are, pretty banging drawings actually, Marslish babies. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, mind you, I've got to say it. My dear dad, bless him, bless his dear little soul, okay? And he's excellent at drawing. Okay, Martin's babies, and anything to do like ships and things like this, there we are, very excellent at drawing. Do you understand what I mean, Martin's babies, anyway? So I surprised myself in a very nice way. Anyway, I passed, never mind, do you know what I mean? Anyway, but in all these archives, there's lots of different things, Maardlishtik babies. Now, if we come to the present day now, Maardlishtik babies, and we look at everything what they're wanting to do to our countrysides, Maardlishtik babies, because they clearly do not want anyone walking out in the countryside. They clearly do not want anybody eating even off the countryside. Do you understand what I mean, Martish babies? But of course, they don't all tell you about what goes on underground. Do you see what I mean, Martish babies? It's really colossal. You ought to see it, Martish babies, okay? And your man there with his hard hat, because they have a lot of safety over in England, don't they? It's a shame they don't do the same with Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Malaysia. It's a shame, really, that they do not do the same, isn't it, when they're there doing everything in their flip-flops for the Western countries? Just thought I'd mention that. Do you know what I mean? Yes. But even he said, with a hard hat, that there's certain things now then that he cannot say. Okay, Maardlish babies. Very interesting video, nearly 6 minutes. And finally, Maardlish babies now then. And by the way, that was 4 years ago. Okay, Maardlish babies, 4 years ago. Now, the final one, Maardlish babies, this is 193,000 subscribers. Okay, Maardlish babies. And this one's called Ethereal Wisdom. So I'll spell it for you, Maardlish babies. Capital E, then T, then this in little writing, Thereal. Ethereal. Okay, my delicious babies, space, wisdom. Okay, my delicious babies, just got a bit of tissue there. Okay, my delicious babies, sorry about that. So it's ethereal, then capital W, wisdom. Okay, my delicious babies, and this video, I think this is about 30 minutes long. It could be just over. They silenced him, but his wife, his wife, made sure the truth came out. Okay, Martin, baby. So I'm just going to repeat this again for you. Okay, they silenced him, but his wife made sure the truth came out. Yes, Martin, babies. Now I have mentioned this, dear gentleman, not in that way with anyone. I have mentioned this, dear gentleman, who passed away, Martin babies. Okay, because of what he spoke about. Okay, Martin babies. I have mentioned it before many months and months ago. I'm pretty sure I have. Anyway, but his dear wife, bless her dear little soul, she explains it all. Okay. Anyway, for those of you who already know Martin babies, I'm not talking to yourselves, and whoever's out, must keep a handle on it. There's a few handles, isn't there, Martin babies? Okay. The thing is this: the way I see this, is sorry, Martlish babies. What I wanted to say, I'm talking to Martlish babies who do not know about this. Well, for the ones who already know, so you'll know it's a hologram and everything else. Anyway, this poor dear man, bless him, he explained this. Well, of course, they do not want. Now, what, and may they all rest in peace. Anybody in these videos or anything, or anybody in the world who very sadly is, because these days, what do they call it when you're being unalived? You see all these new words, Martin, babies, that ones use. I've been noticing they've been coming in thick and fast. All new words like to replace, other words. Okay, Martin, babies. So what does that do? Over time, we've seen over years, a dictionary that can be that small ends up this thick. Do you see what I mean, Martin, babies? Case, so then one start to use the newer words and not the older words. I would just call it damn well effing murder. Okay, Martin, babies, that's what I'd call it. Murder. Murderers. Na 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 na. What's all this unaliving, peeing business? If somebody's been murdered, very sadly, okay, just for speaking, there we are, the damn truth. They've been damn well murdered. It's not unalived at all, it's murdered. Okay, Martin, look babies. Anyway, that's the 3 videos. We mustn't stop, need to go backwards, Martin, babies. It's all good and well to live in the present. We're all living in the present at the moment, and what we're seeing in the present, Martin, babies, it's just fear, destruction, leaders who clearly are not leading anything, Martin, babies. Well, they're just leading us, that they so-called seem to think now then, into the den of inequity. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't seem to be going too well either, Martin, babies. And of course, the more and more and more that one's the more and more that one's working up to this, you know what I mean? It's just getting harder and harder. Do you see what I mean, Martin, babies? And this is what's going on in the world. But we must never forget about all these other things now then, because that's what happens, isn't it? So over years and years and years, it's like things become, shall we say, that we are a distant memory. Memories like the corners of my mind. Do you know what I mean? Delicious babies, okay? So, but we must never forget about any of this. Okay, I mean, fair enough. I mean, if we look in history, I mean, some are being murdered now. And, let's just say, and I'll say to my camera, but I feel no way anyway. I'm just done saying it the way it is at the end of the day. As far as I'm concerned, for some of them, if they've been murdered, they've clearly done something that has not been very good. Do you see what I mean, Martin, babies? But what really gets my goat, okay, Martin, babies, are ones who quite clearly do not deserve to be murdered. Okay, Martin, babies, just for wanting, there we are, to get the damn truth out, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? You see it happen. See how large that's gone? Okay, Martin, babies, there was 4 of them zazums up in the sky yesterday, flipping crisscross, flipping handles, everything. They seem to make lots of different shapes, Martin, babies, okay? So they're completely, in my view, taking the pee, there we are, out of all of us, okay? And to say that we're just imagining this, imagine all the people, you know what I mean? Like, we're just imagining what they're doing up in the skies and down below. Do you know what I mean, Martin, babies? Well, it's not an imagination. And I believe as well that we should go back to nature. We should. We genuinely should. Now, I mean, I know that, put it this way, ones can talk, chatty, about where ones feel that we come from. None of us know at this point where we truly come from. But we have to ask ourselves this question as well. And I'm going to go back to this again, babies, just before I finish my video. Why feel the need to tarmac that we are over everything, my delicious babies? Do you know what I mean? Sorry, excuse me. Number one would be that, well, clearly, because they made little shoes, little sandals, little flip-flops, little boots, little Wellington boots, rollerblades, it just becomes thicker and thicker, doesn't it, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? So that we cannot go back, there we are, unless you walk around with no shoes and socks on 24/7, that we can never go back to the true earth, which is where, there we are meant to be. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, others may believe in something else, and that is somebody else's, it's their prerogative, okay? But for myself, there we are, I believe in what I believe in at this present time, okay? Well, actually, what I've believed in up until this present time, yes, okay? So they wanted to do that, everything for us to stop being our true selves, because they do not want us to be our true selves. My delicious babies, this is what they're not liking. They don't want anybody to use their ding, ding, dong, dong noddle. They certainly do not want that, my delicious babies. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So the point is, my delicious babies, is that I feel that we should be in nature, there we are, we should be around. Do you understand to me? Trees have been around, there we are, forever. And of course, this so-called green team, okay, they've been knocking them down forever, claiming to care about our planet, my delicious babies, our earth. But I just believe, there we are, we should be as much with, there we are, as nature as possible. No, I repeat again, nobody fully knows where we've exactly come from, do they? But I'm pretty sure that we wasn't just stuck in some sort of bloody round bloody pod thing, because I do not believe that either. Maybe one day, there we are, we will get to the bottom of this. Oh, the other thing I want to say, there was a video on the internet, my delicious babies, where, but that's just my view. If somebody has a different view, then, rock and roll on Tommy. I couldn't give a figureless F, quite frankly. Okay? When I'm in nature, there we are, I feel that even though none of us appear to have that freedom that we're supposed to have, my delicious babies, but you can lose yourself in nature. There we are, that's what I'm saying. Okay, my delicious babies. And if others disagree with it, well, then disagree with it. I'm not talking to you, my delicious babies. Just get on your back and effing pedal fast and don't even look at my channel, isn't it? Because I don't want to know. At the moment, we're in a flipping, whether we come from this, whether we come from that. Really, at this point in time, my delicious babies, there we are, is irrelevant. What we've got to do is concentrate, there we are, in continuing, there we are, to get ourselves out of this shite. There we are, that's what we should be doing. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And I know that there are some, bless them, who, there we are, who are trying to do this. Okay, my delicious babies, let's just get back to that now then, yeah. So there's a video that I saw, my delicious babies. I never wrote it down anyway. I'm pretty sure that for some you would have already seen it, right? But the show where, the rocket that was meant to go up, it's slipping, it was one of these blow-up rockets. I mean, it's laughable, isn't it? I mean, you just have to laugh. Like, when they cannot think of nothing else now then, try and set a rocket off. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? Okay? And one final thing I want to say, which is very serious, actually. Now, when I was doing my readings on YouTube, I keep saying that I need to get back to them, and I will get back to them, babies. But what's happening is, you see, once your card is marked on old YouTube babies, and you pose to be like, there we are, like a problem, okay? Because of the videos, there we are, that I do, I mean, come on, I'm no tech savvy split arse now. Do you know what I mean? I'm certainly not that at all. I mean, I could just about put the flipping record on to, to do a video to yourselves, Mardelistic babies. I can dial a number, I can send a text message, but I'm not by no means a tech savvy. I mean, I have done other things in my past where, I can, if something's gone wrong, it may take me a few hours, on computers, you know what I mean? But there we are. It's a long way to Tipperary, but I get there in the end, you know what I mean, Martish babies, and I'll just do it on my own. I just have to go away, come back again, sit down again, take a look, go away, have some lunch, come back again. Do you know what I mean? Until, there we are, until I've mastered it. Do you know what I mean? Until mission complete. But the point is, Martish babies, now I noticed that when I used to do certain star sounds, that I never used to get, well, sometimes no views at all, Mardish babies, but others, sometimes you could have 100 or 200. Well, that's a rarity, Mardish babies, in my channel. But anyway, but the point of the matter is, that's how it used to go, rock and roll. Has anybody noticed, Mardish babies? I know that certain have. So I'm not talking to your beautiful selves, Mardish babies. I'm talking to our delicious babies who do not know. They're talking a lot about different sounds. I would say, there we are, more so now, there we are, than ever. There we are. Okay, Mardish babies. So you're hearing a lot about, is it Libra? You're hearing a lot about, what was the other one that used to do? Gemini, Aries, Taurus. Okay, then you got the Virgo. Now, whenever I did Virgo videos, my delicious babies, very rare would I ever get hardly any views. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? Because you have to look at what buildings are, what they're called. There we are, and things like this now then. Okay, my delicious babies. So yeah, I mean, and I'm noticing that there are more now who are talking about the cards and the tarot cards and things like this now then. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? So yeah, you see it all come together, don't you, my delicious babies? Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. And of course, the number 69, no, not that kind of 69, my delicious little baby, sorry. Sorry, my delicious babies, okay, I'm talking about the number 69. Well, if you look at 1743 to 1812, yeah, and that would make them 69, wouldn't it? My delicious little babies, okay? So certain numbers, it's ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense, that certain numbers, there we are, mean something. Don't they, my delicious babies, okay? So could number 13 mean? Could it mean somebody's age? You see, we have to look at different things now then. What could it mean? Okay, well, I mean, it could be an age, couldn't it? Or it could be the age 13 or 13 years that something else took place. There's a reason why certain numbers are used. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 11. That's another common one as well, my delicious babies. These are all common anyway. 33, 45, 47, other than the obvious. Okay, my delicious babies. There's a reason why there are certain numbers, there we are being used over time. Oh, one last thing I want to mention, my delicious babies. What's his name? I want to see if I can get hold of that book. Dorian, I'll spell it for you. Dorian, Dorian space Calden, Calden. Okay, my delicious babies. So Dorian Calden. Okay, my delicious babies, what's it called? The blueprint. Anyway, Rubes, please, babe. Rubes, please, babe. The blueprint of something. Please and thank you, baby. She's what you call Nestle. Ruby, please, baby, stop that. Please stop. Anything I have, my delicious baby, she either has, if it's towels, because she can jump up in the bathroom and then she grabs the towel and then she'll drag it around. So this is why I have to put it up. Okay. Holes in my towels. I've got two where there's no holes in my towels. Any other towels got holes in them. But I happen to love the towels, so that makes no difference, okay? But anything I have, bedding as well, it'll end up with a hole in it. Do you know what I mean? Mads, she just has these moments. And she's been like that since she was a puppy, even though you're trying her not to do it. When you get some little puppies and they're as good as gold and they never do nothing like that, then you've got others where they just chew everything up. Well, she's not like that, Mads, baby's okay, but let me tell you, she can put a right hole in things when she really wants to. You know what I mean, Mads, babies anyway. So it's a blueprint to something, but I really want to, read that book. I'm not talking to once again, our delicious babies who have already read it. I'm not talking to yourselves. I'm talking to our delicious babies who have not read it. Okay, my delicious babies, that's all that I'm saying. So, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you all so. Okay? And until my next video, whenever that will be, whatever o'clock it'll be, I do not know at this moment in time. I do not know. Okay? I may feel like putting out one, then again, I may not feel like putting out one. But I heard that with who I've advertised, like our lovely, and with anyone not in that way, our lovely Mornings with Mal K. With our lovely little Mal, lovely little Rob, not in that way. We've got our lovely davidart.com. And then, of course, his lovely dear, and again, not in that way with anyone. Their lovely dear sons, his dear sons, dear Gareth, Jeremy, and their friend Richard. They're also dear, bless them, okay? You've got our lovely UK column, where you can go to their website or you can go to UK Column News on YouTube. Oh, yes, Fakeologist 3. So it's the, all in little rat, Fakeologist number 3. Oh, he's hit 1,000 subscribers, my delicious baby. So well done. I did send a little message, congratulations on, 1,000 subscribers, bless, because it's always good to advertise. Mag, not in that way, Mag, all spaces, Bitter Truth, Next Level, official on YouTube. He's now up to, 15.6 thousand subscribers. There we are, should be a lot higher. But, this is a cracker that's certain are at, so some numbers are not going up as, let's just say, as what they should be. My delicious babies. The fact of the matter is, you've got so much, there we are, information. And that's just some mad delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? And then you got the do-ran, Duran. Sorry, one Duran. Okay, just Duran. Okay, mad delicious babies, okay, capital D. On YouTube. And who else do I want to advertise? Capital G, Gary, with one R, not two, space, capital W, Waterman, on YouTube. He's now up to 5.67 thousand subscribers, mad delicious babies. And I will repeat this once again. I'm not interested in ins and outs. I'm interested, there we are, in other information that Gary, bless him, is giving out. Okay, I'm always interested in any information with the regular uploaders, there we are, who I happen to listen to, there we are, on a regular basis. And we got our lovely as well, capital R, Redacted. Okay, my delicious little babies also on YouTube. So I do not need to advertise anything else quite at this moment in time. I feel that Is there anyone else for now? Oh, yes. World, you can have it in little writing or capital W, capital A, capital M, World Space, Alternative Space, Media, Space Rumble. Okay, my delicious babies with Josh. He's trying to his best now, bless him, and not like I said, not in that way, not in that way. He's trying his best, bless him, to try and there we are to raise there we are some more funds. Okay, so that his work can go forward. So I mean, I'm trying my best right now, my delicious little babies, to advertise who I can, and hopefully, we can continue there we are to get somewhere. Okay, my delicious babies. But of course, sometimes it can be an uphill struggle. Anyway, it doesn't matter, we get there eventually. Anyway, so until my next video, how I love you all so. Thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, the occasional comments. As we very well know, there's only one like and one view. Oh, and bless whoever that is, whether it's one of my beautiful dear little friends or whether it's somebody who I do not know. But regardless of which, thank you, thank you. Okay, and bless your dear little hearts. Okay, and how I will always love you also. Okay, so even though they want to, there we are to destroy us all, they're not going to destroy us all. Okay, my babes. One last thing, I was watching another video the other day, going back to, no, it wasn't, it was yesterday. Rishi Sunak, when he went behind the black car, well, when he started, it was a red box, and when he come out the other end, it was a green box. Okay, my delicious little babies, take care, much love. Thank you once again for listening. Love ya. Goodbye.